Hello and welcome to another opportunity to raise your vibration, to manifest your dream life, and to change your limiting beliefs. Today I want to talk about changing your limiting beliefs. And I want to tell you, or let's say I want to show you and prove to you why you will never change your limiting beliefs unless you go deep. This is the number one thing that so many of my coaching clients are afraid of, that they are worried about, and that they need some inspiration in order to take this step. When I listen to other spiritual coaches talking about changing their beliefs or changing limiting beliefs, I often hear the same things again and again and again. Just change your belief. Just believe something different. Just, instead of saying, oh, I'm poor, just say I'm rich. And don't get me wrong, you've also heard me say that. However, that's just one part of the equation. Repetition is important, but according to Dr. Bruce Lipton and also other researchers, it's not just about repetition. Repetition is one of the aspects that help you to change, but the other aspect is to reprogram your subconscious mind, either through meditation, through hypnosis, or through any other form that allows you to go really, really deep. So when it comes to your limiting beliefs, I want you to change your habits. I want you to change your paradigm. I want you to walk differently, to talk differently, to use different words. I mean, that's something, for example, in the realm of manifesting money that you've heard me say before, at least if you've listened to more than one of my episodes, that wealthy people use completely different words and construct their sentences in a different way than people who struggle financially. That's something that I observed over the last couple of months, where I met a lot of self-made millionaires, and I also coached some self-made millionaires. And it was really interesting for me to observe how they talk, how they speak, what kind of words they use, and especially what kind of words they don't use. Every problem is an opportunity and a challenge for a wealthy person. And experiences that other people would describe as failures and as a reason to go into the victim mentality are suddenly rephrased as learning experiences. If you talk to people who are financially wealthy, who are financially abundant, you will experience it for yourself that they use different words, at least if these people acquired their wealth themselves. It's a different story if they inherited everything, but when it comes to self-made successful people, they use completely different words, a completely different vocabulary than people who are struggling financially, at least most of the time. And when it comes to these habits and to using different words, to standing in a different way, to changing your posture to a more proud posture, to a more joyful posture, these are all important things. But you also at the same time need to ask yourself one important question with every single one of your limiting beliefs. And this question consists of one word. And this word is why. Why do I believe what I believe? Why do I believe that I can't be financially independent? Why do I believe that money is only flowing to people who are struggling and who are suffering and who are sacrificing? Why do I believe that? It's important to change this belief, don't get me wrong. I mean, one amazing exercise that you can do after listening to this episode is to write down all your limiting beliefs and to then replace them with more positive beliefs. So for example, if you believe, oh, it's hard to earn money, oh, I have to struggle and sacrifice in order to gain financial independence, you change that limiting belief into a positive, reaffirming, empowering belief. For example, earning money is easy because so many people out there earn so much money and I can be one of them, just as an example. But at the same time, if you don't observe, or let's say you don't go into really deep into the reason behind your limiting belief and why you believed that for such a long time, then you're only scratching on the surface. And that's something that we can do together in a Skype coaching session. If you, for example, want to work with me on overcoming your limiting beliefs, on changing your limiting beliefs, and not just on a surface level, but we will go really deep. We will go deep into what happened to you, into why you believe these things. And we will then, through hypnosis, through meditation, through different exercises, change these limiting beliefs from the core. And if you're ready to work with me, then you can go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/coaching, or you can click on the second link in the description. And then once you're on my coaching page, you can have a look at the different coachings that I offer. I offer guided meditation sessions where you can reach the frequency of what you want to manifest. And I also offer regular Skype coaching sessions in which we can then change your limiting beliefs or work on anything that you want to work on. And the reason why I say this to you is because for such a long time, when I started out on this spiritual journey, I changed my limiting beliefs in the way that all these spiritual gurus, all these spiritual coaches told me to do. But I never went deep. I never asked myself, why do I feel unworthy of love? I mean, it's already a good start that you actually recognize that you're feeling unworthy of love. It's already a great start to recognize these patterns in yourself. It's a great start to recognize what's going on in your mind, what's going on in your heart. That's important. Don't get me wrong. That's very, very important. But if you then stop there, then you will never experience this true transformation. To give you a specific example, and this example has to do with love and with accepting love into my life. I always asked myself before I embarked on my trauma healing journey, I have to rephrase that. During my trauma healing journey, I asked myself why I always push people who love me away, why I always ruin relationships. Of course, before my trauma healing journey, before I actually said, hey, I have to change something, I didn't ask myself these questions. All I was asking myself was, why do I always attract this drama? Why is there so much drama in my life? What's going on? But I never asked myself the right question. The right question was, why do I actually feel unworthy of love? And nowadays, now that I know the reason, or that I healed the reason in this process of trauma healing, now I no longer feel unworthy of love. Now I feel worthy of love. But this change was only possible because I realized what was going on inside of me. And during this process of really deep meditations, of a lot of crying, of a lot of shadow work, I realized that this experience of me losing my twin brother at birth, my twin brother died at birth. I think I mentioned that in a previous episode when I talked about this experience, this very mystical experience that I had with him during the Joe Dispenza week-long advanced retreat. And for a very long time, I never considered that to be a problem. Whenever somebody asked me, do you have brothers or sisters? I always said, I'm an only child. It never occurred to me that this trauma at birth would somehow even be a trauma or would affect me in my love life years later. And on top of that, I also had this heart condition, and I then had a surgery right after birth, or let's say very close to the time after I was born, which of course is for a child a traumatic event, because the child can't recognize, hey, they cut me open, they put needles in me because they want to save me. For a child, for a baby, it's the same as if you would just kick it all the time. It's a form of abuse. And that's something that for me made all the difference once I realized this connection of losing my twin brother and at the same time also going through this negative experience, or let's say in the mind of a child or in the heart of a child, this negative experience as a little baby. Now it made complete sense why I had these experiences, why I pushed love away, why I ruined it basically on purpose, or let's better say motivated by trauma. It wasn't really consciously on purpose, but subconsciously on purpose, why I always ruined the chances of love. And then it suddenly made sense to me. And that's what I want for you. No matter what's your story, no matter what you've struggled with or what you're still struggling with, I want you to be aware of why you have these patterns. Because once you know why, then it gives you a complete feeling, and I know that from my own experience, and I know it from so many of my coaching clients who've told me exactly that. It gives you a very strong feeling of freedom, because for the very first time you are aware that you're aware. You are aware of the reason behind your limiting beliefs. No matter if these limiting beliefs are just like in my case, or let's say were in my case, with love, or if they're about money, or if they're about well-being, which is also something that I struggled with for a very long time because of my heart surgeries, because of all the pain and the suffering that I went through as a child and a teenager. And once you know the reason behind your limiting beliefs, it's really hard to put it into words, but you have to experience it for yourself. It gives you this feeling of peace, this feeling of, yes, now I know why this is the case. And because I know why this is the case, I now have this freedom to change it. And I now have this motivation to change it. Because before I was aware of the why, of the reason behind my limiting beliefs, I just thought, oh yeah, changing my beliefs would be kind of nice, but I don't know why. I don't know why I think that way, so why would I change? And this is why it's so important that you go deep. And that's why the title of this episode is so important. You will never change your limiting beliefs unless you go deep, unless you ask yourself this one question that consists of this one word: why? And if you want to work with me on that, like I said before, you can go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/coaching, or you can click on the second link in the description. And you can also click on the first link in the description, or go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/11 days if you want to find out more about my 11 Days to Manifestation Mastery program. And by the way, one of the bonuses that I received the most positive feedback about is the Trauma Transformation audio course, in which I share countless exercises that helped me on my own trauma healing journey. And if you invest in the 11 Days to Manifestation Mastery program, you get other bonuses also completely for free, but you also get this Trauma Transformation audio course completely for free. And you also find on top of that a €50 off discount for your very first Skype coaching session with me on the download page of the 11 Days to Manifestation Mastery program, which is worth more than the actual investment that you have to make if you invest in the 11 Days to Manifestation Mastery program. And this coupon code can be used both for my regular Skype coaching sessions and also for the guided meditation session. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please send out some love to the YouTube universe by giving this video a big thumbs up. And I would also appreciate it if you would leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think about my video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to click on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you.